12-week strength cycle has come to an end. Now it's time to see how many gains we have accomplished over that time. We need to cover a few things before we start. One thing being the warm-up, our intensity level, and also the weekly plan. So first of all, our intensity level has to be very high right from the start. Every single lift, as soon as you touch the first piece of equipment you're using in your warm-up, is fast and explosive. We need to cover our mobility if that's an issue for you. However, once you're done that, we need to get your systems primed for what you're actually going to be doing. We're not going for a nice, slow, mild jog. We're attempting 1 rep max back squats, deadlifts, things like that. So we need to prime that system and get ourselves fired up to do that. So our warm-up is changing. We will post this in our normal warm-up spot. We got 3 rounds, 12 kettlebell, rushing kettlebell swings, as heavy as you can. Be fast, be explosive. 6 box jumps or broad jumps, you choose. We want to keep this rebounded. 6 no push-up, no jump burpees. We are down as fast as we can and up as fast as we can on that. The coach will help you through that along with our normal mobility practices and things like that. Our weekly plan is going to be posted right here, right where our kettlebell weights are. So check the whiteboard. We know that we are testing on Monday, Wednesday, Friday for CrossFit class, and then Saturday we have our Olympic lifting testing. If you're going to miss a day, plan ahead. It's all here on the board. You can come in Tuesday, Thursday, and do that testing, or you can come in Saturday, Sunday during the open time or the CrossFit class at 11 a.m. Okay, so if you are coming on the normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you still want to train Tuesday, Thursday, that's cool. Come in. There's going to be programming for you. It's just going to be light, active recovery work to help you be ready for the next day and to be successful. Good luck.
Hey guys, first thing we want to touch on is the deadlift. A few pointers to talk about here. First thing we're going to discuss is grip. So a couple of options for our grip. We have our double overhand or standard grip, which my lovely assistant Jorge here will demonstrate. So that's your standard grip, double overhand. Hook grip is optional. Up to you entirely. If you're more comfortable with that, feel free to use it. If you find that grip is an issue for you, then you can use what's called a mixed grip. So you would grip the bar in very the same way you would, say, a hockey stick, a baseball bat, a golf club, usually with your non-dominant hand supinated. So George, please give me a little demo here. Everything else remains the same, aside from the fact that we are just flipping one hand over into that supinated position. That arm must remain straight though. We don't want to damage the bicep during the lift. Next up, during our setup, we're going to want to take the tension out of the bar, or tension or slack out of the bar before we actually lift. So George, just give me a little setup here. So the first thing George is going to do when he's ready to set up there is he's going to pull his shoulders back and his hips ever so slightly down and physically take the tension out of the bar. Let it back in there for a second. So you can actually hear the bar moving within the bumper plates, ever so slightly, moving the tension from the bar before he pulls. So set up for me once again there, George. So he's going to pull the tension out of the bar. He's got a lot of tension in his hamstrings. These guys should be firing and feeling rather gross. From there, he's going to drive his feet into the floor and apart, lift up, and lock out. He's only going to lock out by pulling his hips through and squeezing his butt. You set that down on the side. So you go, George. This way. Yeah. So a less than ideal lockout will be an overextension at the top of the movement. So instead of simply lifting the bar up and squeezing his butt to lock out, where he's hinging at the lower back here, it's no bueno. We just want to lock out simply by squeezing the butt. The shoulder may be above or even in front of the bar a little bit. That's fine. We don't need to over-exaggerate that. I think that's about it.
Guys, just a couple of things we're going to go over so that you guys can achieve a good 1 rep max safely on your strict press. So what you want to do, you're going to approach the bar. We're going to talk a little bit about creating tension in the body before we start our actual lift. So when we unwrap the bar from the rig, I'm going to take a couple steps back. Now, what I want you guys to focus on is good abdominal engagement. Make sure those abs are on. Pulling the shoulders down, creating tension in the shoulders. You should feel the bar right on your collarbone. We're going to have the elbows right out in front. When you go ahead, you're going to pull your chin back and step through with the elbows right up. Make sure that chin is pulled back so we have a nice straight bar path up and down. Aaron's going to demo. Good. Making sure the head is coming through as we lock out and the arms still maintaining the good tight abs in front. And back down in front, pulling the chin right back. And he's gonna lift again, putting that chin through. Make sure you're locking all the way out over top, extending up and through the shoulders. We don't wanna have our shoulders down, extending all the way up and through. Finish that full movement. There you go. And after your rep, you're gonna walk it back into the bar, back in safely, and then walk away. Perfect. Go get him.
Hey, Coach Jokes here. I'm going to talk about squats. First, we're going to talk about back squat. When you approach the bar, I want to make sure that you are already having the nice midline stability. So, Sherry's going to go under the bar. Make sure she has good abdominal organization here, and she's going to unwrap the bar. She's going to bring down the elbows, make sure she has good, stable posture, and then she's going to squat down and come up, okay? We want to see the full range of motion, and also I don't want to see the neck kink back. This is back, okay? You want to make sure you have the neutral spine the whole movement. All right, wrap the bar up. Sorry, that's okay. Great. Next, we're going to talk about front squat. Same thing, even before you unwrap the bar, you want to have good midline stability. So you want to have that tight ab, butt tight. Okay, so she's going to go unwrap the bar. She already has nice tension in the abs. Elbows nice and high. And she's going to inhale and good belly tight and go down and come up. All right, the same thing. You know, unwrap the up. Same thing, you don't want to keep the neck. Keep the nice neutral spine, and you have it.
Alright guys, let's talk a little bit about the bench press. For you guys to do a proper 1 rep max, there's a couple of things we want to align before we get started. So when you guys start, we want your vision in line with the bar. Remember, this is a close grip bench press, so we want to be 16 to 18 inches, our hand separation. So Sherry's going to set up her hands. Now, if I look at her hands, yes, they're directly in line with her shoulders. If you stand out front, we don't want the hands to be beyond shoulder width. They're going to be right in front of our shoulders. So a couple of things she's going to set up. I want to see flat heels. If you have short legs like Sherry or me, maybe you will need to put 45-pound plates on the floor to have these flat heels. You want to put tension in the heels, nice flat back when you start, and you want to feel your shoulders flat down on the bench. Okay? Sherry's going to unwrap the bar. As she unwraps the bar, she already finds tension, okay? She's going to be pushing up and through those elbows. Once again, shoulders are nice and flat down on the bench. She's going to take a deep breath in. Elbows are staying close into the body. We don't want to see the elbows coming outside of the body. Everything is nice and snug, okay? And she's going to wrap the bar. There we go, perfect. As the weight gets heavy, you guys will want to start using your hamstrings a little bit. So that's why I want to have those heels flat into the floor, okay? Once again, shoulders nice and flat. Focus on the breathing. Create that tension. Once you start putting tension on the bar, push up and through, elbows locked out. The tension is already there before we unwrap the bar to start out. Sherry's going to show one more time and really focus on Sherry as she extends through the elbows. That tension is created before it's taken off the bar. Where is the bar going? It's going to her sternum, okay? To the sternum or below. We're not going to go up towards the neck or chest height, right to the sternum or below in order to hit a safe 1 rep max. Good luck, guys.
Alright guys, one more point I want to make before we get started on our 1 rep max lifts is just kind of an overall point about creating some tension in the body, using our breathing and what we call intra-abdominal pressure. So normally when we breathe, most people are breathing into their chest, which is going to create this nice little, our sucked in look, which is great for parading around the mall or at the bar, flexing it out on the beach, what have you. When we're lifting, we want to use more of a lower diaphragm type breath. We want to breathe into our stomach, as it were. Literally can't do that, but we're going to try. So instead of making a big chest when we breathe like this, we want to try and fill our belly with as much air as possible. So we'll breathe into the belly. Once we've done that, breathe into this big belly. We want to lock that down by squeezing our abs and our butt area. So like that. We're going to make a silly face. Veins will probably pop out your neck and your forehead and it'll be terrible. What we're doing is creating intra-abdominal pressure. And what that does is helps us remain in a nice neutral spine position when we're doing things like squatting or pressing. Prevents that overextension when we're pressing out overhead. Keeps us from that vertical bench press position. If you're well practiced with creating intra-abdominal pressure, you can grab yourself a weightlifting belt, which just gives us something else to press against. So once we have it kind of installed here around our midline, we can actually use this to help increase it by taking our big breath in and clamping down. It's not super attractive, but it's super effective. So think about intra-abdominal pressure before your next lift.